use that motherfucker. Oh, look at all these ones, bro. Top, red. All the red dots. Yeah, all there. Alright, do it again, and then look down to the left. I think there's a bunch of them. Yeah, look at them, bro. Look, on your left. Oh, no. Look how many there are, bro. Look how many there are on the left. Bro, there's so fucking many of them. Holy shit. Blow them all up, bro. Bro, look at these little ants. Just swooshing these cockroaches, bro. Thunderstrike.
Hunter 2-1, 15 plus tangos approaching near the diner to the west. Over. Be advised! The predator is offline! I repeat!
Nah, still more targets. You can still go. Bro, just kill him. Fuck him up. This is the most fun shit. Where you just fucking kill everything. Like, the level design in this is so good. Like, there's so much fucking shit to explore, plus there's so many enemies. Like, true, so much room to run around and so much room to shoot. Oh, that was your guy, yeah.
Shit!
Use the drone, bro, because it says they're all red, you know what I mean? They're easy to see. Just keep using it, keep using the drone, bro. Yeah, like wheels, bro. Chuck the box.
That's all I do.
Yeah, but it's good, keep doing it.
I can't.
Oh, there's no more!
That's what I'm saying.
Motherfuckers. But hey, at least you can run around and kill
It's
everything.
offline again and we're offline.
You can kill them. Yeah, motherfuckers. I crushed all of the cockroaches. Say hello to my little friend. They punched you. Are you gonna go say hello to my little friend? Alright, let's keep going, let's continue. Felicia Michaels, that's what I was looking at. Beauty and the Beast, American Dangerfield.
Relay from Goliath 2, enemy reinforcements approaching from the west. Over.
Fuck! How do I know? How the fuck am I meant to know?
Hunter 2-1, relay from Goliath 2, enemy reinforcements approaching from the west. Over.
I think last week when I was a kid, there was a place that for 2 hours it was erotic banana night. It was a strip club when I was about 16 or 15. You give the chick $2 and she give you back 2 throws of bananas. And she peel the banana, stick the number and you give it back and you eat the banana. This is the Meadowlands in 1980. I see the Meadowlands in New Jersey. This is a trip club. Oh my God. It was on Dunphy Avenue. When I was a kid, people tell you about the Meadowlands.
Yo.
So I was alone, I was over there, walking back, so all the cops I
Good, how are you?
Tourists.
Oh, what? Tell me when you get here.
Yeah, so, I don't have it, but I'm gonna, before it's too late to come over, I'm gonna do a live stream with
No. Don't tell me your name. Why are you gonna do it? Too fucking tall, bro.
Being in a bomb?
No. Oh yeah, they gave me it, yeah. Yeah.
Right, so they come in today. Mind you, it's been 2 months, like it was back in September. Come in today. They have fucking headlights. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, how did they have it again? Like, I didn't go near them because I haven't gone near them since the whole headlights since I went home and carry them on these sites to reviews. But
It's not feeling good after you mention it. So it's not feeling good after you mention it. You know what I'm like. Yeah, I know, but like, it's not like I mean to. And what if you do happen? Just... Fine. Huh? So what was calling you as a service then? Just being like, I don't know. Lovely. Just do it, just in case. Just do it, just in case. Yeah. Look at these things. Okay, bye.
Ding ding. Little animated Ferraris and shit. It's what gave me the nerve to tell that hooker story. I knew it could be the end of my career, but I needed to put it out there. When that story went live, my Twitter blew up. Followers were coming out of the woodwork saying how funny they thought it was. I couldn't believe it. A couple of weeks after telling it, I had a stand-up gig and I was running late. The club owner called me on the way there. "Joey, you gotta get down here right away," he said. "I'm coming, what's up? We have 150 people here waiting for you." Even after my spike from the longest yard as the headliner, I never had 150 people come out to a club for me. When I got there, the crowd was begging for the hooker story. They ate it up. These people were interested in hearing my kinds of comedy, dirty, off-color. From one stupid fucking story, our podcast started growing, and I gained a real fan base, or as I like to call them, family. I've been adding storytelling into my stand-up for a while, but I started to monopolize on the fact that these people loved hearing my crazy shit I've done in my life. I started keeping notes on funny stuff from my past and figured out the craziest ways to tell them on stage and beyond. One day I got an email from a recent college graduate named Lee Syat, who liked what I was doing with the Beauty and the Beast and had some ideas for me. Lee was a little round Jewish kid who was very funny and very smart, and we got worked up neurotic. When he got worked up, a neurotic stuttering mess. He started working with me a little, taking videos from the road and editing them for YouTube. I liked Lee a lot because he wasn't He wasn't like any other pricks in LA. This guy wasn't looking to be a star or any of that shit. All he wanted was a job. This was a 30-year-old. There was a 30-year age gap, but we became quick friends. I think the world is ready for you on your own, Lee said to me candidly after a few months of working together. You think so? I wasn't sure, but at the time Felicia and I had been in a weird spot, growing apart a little. I loved her to death, but I also knew the stories I started telling became a little too much for her. I knew because she knew it. After 113 episodes of The Beauty and the Beast, we decided to end it in November 2012. Despite our creative differences, we remain friends to this day. The same year, Lee and I started a podcast in the spare bedroom of a new place Terry and I moved into. We called the podcast The Church of What's Happening Now. Lee was only interested in producing. Yeah, you just gotta keep shooting it. You gotta get more ammo for it. Oh, you got it. Is there any more? Are there any more? No. Neutralize. Okay, yeah. What's this checkpoint? Where do you gotta go? Oh, just follow Captain Foley.
Mobiles have been sighted near the taco joint. Over.
Oh shit, there's heaps of them. Look at these little ants.
Hunter 2-1 relay from Goliath 1. You've got an enemy helicopter loaded for bear approaching your area. Over. Eyes out! Enemy gunship coming in hot! The second helo just showed up. Take it down!
Shoot at the face with the matic background. Get inside the restaurant. Get up the stairs. Yeah. Up the ladder. Sorry, you know. I think it's in the back. Yeah. You'll know. You'll get used to like which windows you can jump through and shit. The more like Black Ops 3 has the most fucking jetpacking and shit. Like. At the helicopter probably. What's the yellow? Look at the yellow checkpoint. Yeah, see, it's right there. Get behind cover. Yeah. It's alright, you're getting there. You're getting good. You're getting good.
Did you just read that fact, bro?
Lee was only interested in producing it. He didn't want to be on air, but eventually that changed. One morning, I had him smoke a weed out of a pipe that I made from a coke can, and the kid almost had a heart attack. He didn't really smoke back then, let alone at 6 in the morning when we got together for the production. His face got all red and he had to sit down while I gave him water to chill out. When we talked it out on air, the reaction we got was tremendous. That was when the character Lee was born. Meanwhile, my buddy Ari Shafir had something cooking that was right up our alley. He was starting a storytelling show called Psychedelia, which later became This Is Not Happening, and wanted me to perform in it. You gotta shoot up the face with the automatic right now.
Can't read it.
Yeah, I'm up to where Ari started. This Is Not Happening.
Which page?
16 chopper. Ari Shafir.
The convoy's here. Everyone on me.
Bottom of the bottom of the first page, sorry. Bottom of the first page. Sorry. And it's the This Is Not Happening podcast.
Convoy is just to the south of Bergentown. Get your ass over here.
Wait, what?
Ari Shafir, This Is Not Happening podcast, yeah.
We gotta get back to the convoy. Let's go.
Where? Can you just point to me? On the night of the recording, I told a story off the cut about when I was 16 years old at a Pink Floyd concert with my friends. We were all too young to drive, but we got connected with this dude called Satan. Not to be confused with the devil, who could help us get to Nasua Coliseum. Satan was just like you'd expect him to be. He had that fucking look in his eyes. I didn't know much about him except that he'd gotten thrown out of Marines, and this guy was hardcore. The whole ride up the show he was telling us how he wanted to kill people, his mother included since she'd taken his weed from him. Satan was weaving through traffic at 90 miles per hour, smoking a joint and drinking a beer. We all did a ton of acid that night and we were tripping pumping hard. If Satan's eyes weren't bad enough to forgive you, those eyes would burn a hole through you now. We had these cute innocent chicks sitting by us at the concert and I couldn't tell Satan was just watching. And I could tell Satan was just watching them, scaring the fuck out of them with that look. Then during one of the Pink Floyd's intermissions, balloons were getting shot out everywhere and Satan took out a lighter and was popping them, screaming pop every time. When one of the girls asked him what he was doing, he looked into her soul and said, Satan does not like balloons. I've never seen people evacuate from their seats quicker than he did. The audience at Ari's show went nuts for the story, and when the video somehow made it to YouTube, my Twitter blew up even more. Again, people wanted more. On the church, Lee and I just kept being ourselves. We'd both get high and I'd hope Lee would say something weird and I would torture him a little. It became a routine. We were wrecked doing these podcasts, totally blasted on weed or some sort of psychedelic, and we had no clue what we were creating here. A devoted audience of followers, we were just a couple of dudes having a fucking blast. Over time we went from a few thousand downloads and up to 500,000 downloads per episode. One night I got a call from the manager at an improv in Irvine saying the scheduled comic for the night cancelled and he wanted to see if I could fill in. I said yes and Lee came with me. You want me to take your set tonight? He asked on our drive over. Actually, good thinking, I told him, definitely. I was super relaxed on stage that night and I did a bunch of new material, improvised a lot, and it turned out to be a perfect set, which rarely happened. It came out perfect on tape too. Lee and I both looked at each other with the same thought. This is a fucking album. A connection at Apple helped us put it together and we titled it It's Either You or the Priest, and within hours of going up it became number one on the iTunes comedy charts. I'd been doing comedy for 19 years by then, and at last I finally started to feel I'd made a real name for myself. I mostly thank the church.
Yeah.
Second chances. I experienced a lot of letdowns in my life, particularly my mother's death. Finding her body, losing a parent in that way haunted me for years. Crept up on me in the moments I'd least expected it way down the road. The loss helped me define me as a thief and addict throughout my life, and even though I denied that it did, my mother told me to be me, and when opportunities had to come to it, I'd failed, sometimes despite my best efforts. Losing a daughter crept up on me in a similar way. The circumstances may have hit different, but the loss hurt all the same. For a while after I left Colorado, I'd write letters to Jackie or send pictures of Kathy would swear up and down they didn't get them. Jackie never seemed to get my keys either, my voicemails would never return. Eventually I found out they'd moved to England, and I knew in that moment she was officially gone, no longer a part of me at all.
Damn.
I'll never forget when I found out they'd moved overseas. I got on my hands and knees and prayed to God to help me get past this situation. I knew I was not a father anymore, and all I wanted was for Jackie to grow up in peace. I'd been the only person trying to keep my relationship with her alive. No fault of hers, she was just a kid. But I couldn't do it anymore. I would love my daughter forever and keep my heart open, but I needed to try and move forward, given the circumstances. I had to put it to bed for everyone's sake. The pain of losing her still wouldn't subside, but eventually did. Then, by a fucking miracle, I got a second chance at fatherhood. I have to tell you something, Joey, Terry said to me when she got home from church on Wednesday in 2012. I could tell that she was about to say it was big, and I was right. I'm pregnant. Are you fucking serious? I said. I practically was jumping up. I was thrilled. I'm serious, she said, smiling from ear to ear. I've never seen her look so happy. We'd been together for 12 years and never had a close call, and now out of nowhere we were having a baby. It was until we got home from a barbecue later that night that it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was 49 years old and Terry was in her 40s too, and we were having a kid. When I was down for a couple of days, I had this weird feeling that I hadn't felt in a while. It was a huge deal to become a father again, and considering I'd failed so badly at it the first time, what were my chances of succeeding at it now? But the reality was this: I was more mature and healthier, I had my shit together, steady income, a job I was fucking good at and loved. My first marriage was tame, but what I had with Terry was fucking tremendous. Proof that history didn't always repeat itself. It was just determined to do this final thing right, and Terry and I were going to bring back Eve into the world. It would be the best thing that ever happened in my life. I was right. On January 8th, 2014, Terry gave birth to our beautiful baby girl at the Kaiser Hospital in Hollywood. We named her Mercy, our own little kid, little LA woman. I can't tell you the amount of happiness and peace this kid brought into my life as a dad now. Free of cocaine, however, and without the urge to walk and rip off everyone I encountered. I could do it right. I'd live my life with this little girl, and I promised to give you the best life possible, I whispered, holding her for the first time, and I meant it. With Mercy in my life, I had an overwhelming sense that I needed to try to speak to Jackie again. I wanted to hear her voice, find out how she was, and learn about her life. I wanted to tell her and her mother that I finally cleaned up my act, this time for real. I've become someone Jackie would want in my life. I found a number of them, called and left a message. A few days later, the phone rang and it was Kathy. Have you been, Joey? She asked kindly. I was pleasantly surprised at her tone. Been really good, yeah, actually really good. I told her everything, including that I had another daughter now too, and how I've been happily married for a few years. She said she'd seen the success I was having in my career and congratulated me. She even said she was happy for me. I was shocked. Then she asked point blank, does your wife know you're a junkie? Listen, Kathy, that's all in the past, I told her. I don't mess with any of that stuff anymore. I just smoke pot now, that's it. You could never get off that shit, she said. Not buying it. No way, that's what you'd always say, and then you'd be right back on it.
Fucking bitch.
Yeah, that's it. For all the good things she led in our conversation, there were plenty of bad things to match them by the end. I understand how you feel, and I'm sorry for what happened in the past, I apologise. But truthfully, I'm a different man now. I don't fault Kathy at all for acting like she did. I wouldn't let Mercy be with the man I was in my 20s. By the end of the call, Kathy let me know Jackie was going through a tough time. Her grandfather had just died and she was going through a breakup, but Kathy thought it would be nice for her and me to catch up. Let's relay the message to her. I'm sure she'll give you a call in the next couple of days, Kathy said. I never heard from her again. Weirdly enough, that was really okay for me this time. Finally, after all the years of anguish over it, I was finally able to accept the situation for what it was. I'd messed up on my chance to speak Jackie's dad all of those years ago, and I didn't believe I deserved a second chance, but the truth was, I had one with Mercy, and it was about as great as it could be. Other aspects of my life were coming full circle too for a few years. Every time I'd do a show in Arizona, I'd try to get Rome Madden to show up because he lived around there. I'd fucking kidnap the dude, so I knew it was a long shot, but I wanted to make formal, in-person amends. I'd done a public apology on the church of what's happening now, but I figured I could send my heart and tell him how sorry I was. I could finally put it all behind me. After 7 years of asking, he finally came to Tuscan show.
Yeah, he came to the show.
We talked, we hugged, we cried, and I apologized from the bottom of my heart. It was great to see him, and it was a fucking weight lifted off my shoulders. On the acting side, when I got into work with Robert De Niro and analysed that, it was 2002, and fuck, I was in a different place then. So when I got offered a second opportunity to work with him in Sylvester fucking Stallone in Grudge Match, I was excited to do it as the clean version of myself. This time around, I even got to work one-on-one with De Niro. It was as nice and fucking cool as everyone says he is. He even took tips from me on how to make some of his lines come out. When Grudge Match came out on Christmas Day 2013, I was hit with a whole new positive experience. I was so fired up about the movie coming out, and I told my podcast listeners to show up to the North Hollywood Theatre I was going to be at for the 8 p.m. screening and get there early so I could smoke pot with them outside. I expected maybe 10 or 15 people to show up. When I got there were over 100 people waiting. They all started clapping and we all hung out in a giant cloud of smoke. It was like an impromptu premiere, and I get fucking chills sometimes even thinking about it. On the comedy side, for a few years leading up to 2014, I'd stopped performing at the comedy show.
I watched the movie with Dad.
The place in turned dark. If you were a comic in LA during that time, you knew what I mean. Then in 2014, a guy named Adam Edgett came on as the new talent coordinator, and he called me to say they wanted me back. I wasn't sure what to say initially. I told him I needed some time to think. And I was about to get a colonoscopy. And if you've ever colonoscopy, and if you've ever gotten one, you know the shit pours out of your ass the night before from the laxatives. It's fucking brutal. You're basically glued to the can, you can't sleep at all. In the middle of the sleepless night, a movie came on with Peter Sellers. It had been one of the Marilyn Marilyn Martinez's favourite. By the end, I was crying. This was definitely a sign from Marilyn and I needed to go back to the store and I trusted anything Marilyn would direct me to do, so I told Adam yes. I got out on stage and it's great to be back on the world famous fucking Comedy Store. The first night I could tell it was the old store again. The building was alive and you felt the energy as soon as you walked in the door. It was a holy fuck feeling because as much things were the same, they were also different. I was a seasoned professional now. People were coming to me for advice when they stand up and the comics knew and respected me. My fans were selling out rooms because they wanted to hear my material. Now I was the elder in the game and I started to talk to the younger comics like a mentor. Really become Uncle Joey. In the years after that, I'd go on to amp up my comedy game even more. I've got to do comedy specials like a back-to-back special with Doug Stanhope for an MBT channel and a 30-minute special for Netflix's The Degenerates. I started selling out 1,500 seat theatres. Sometimes I'd never dreamed of. I got spots on Funny or Dies Oddball Comedy and Curious Festival Tour with Dane Cook and Sebastian Maniscalco. And the church was thriving. My social media following continued to blow up and I was getting on stages, writing, evolving, smoking 92 grams of weed a week, eating I don't even know how many edibles and working like a fucking savage. I need to get bathroom.
Shoot him in the face with the mask right now. Continue. Continue.
What's it called? Oh shit, I just had a thought, bro.
Yeah, what was it? Was it important? Oh yes.
Ah, it was good.
Big boy chopper.
No, wait, what was I up to?
Head gets butter.
Okay, wait, I was working like a fucking savage. I built myself a comedy career out of nothing, had dozens of acting gigs under my belt, working with some of the top names in the industry, and built a family of loyal fans. People were recognizing me on the street, asking for my autograph and wanting to take pictures with me. I'd made it on my own terms. Best of all, I'd married the love of my life, brought an amazing kid into the world and started a real home. Truth be told, I was proud of myself and I know I've become a version of myself that my mother could be proud of too. That felt fucking tremendous, and that, my friends, is the story of your Uncle Joey. Afterward. In the summer of 2020, I sat on the steps of the Comedy Store with Terry and Mercy reflecting. The doors were locked, everything closed up because of COVID-19, so we couldn't go in, but we didn't need to. We just needed to sit quietly for a few minutes, soaking it all up before we left town. We explained to Mercy how important that place was for us, how her mum and I would have never met if it wasn't for that place, and how she would never have existed. I told her how my entire career and life as a whole changed for the better because of the Comedy Store. Mitzi Shaw had died a few years later, so it was easier to say goodbye than it would have been otherwise. I made sure to sign and thank her and the school for treating me well, as well as they did, because it really was goodbye now. We were set to head off to New Jersey, back to my roots.
I think he did still like do shows after that, but still like it was like the last time he was there.
We first talked about moving east during the Christmas time trip the three of us took in 2017. Terry and I wanted to show Mercy that New York City was like the holidays and we saw it all. The Rocketeers at Radio City Music Hall, the Tree, the Brian Park, Cigar Candies, and St. Patrick's Cathedral, and ate at some great Chinese and Italian restaurants. I could tell my wife was a different person, which, when we were there, her eyes were extra shiny and she loved everything about New York City. On the way home, as we were about to board our plane, Terry held me back for a second. "Give me a good reason why we should get on that plane," she said to me. "What?" I asked, shocked. "I just wish we lived here," she continued. She had tears in her eyes.
Yeah.
So I knew she was serious.
Yeah, let's go back to Jersey.
"Are you ready to come back?" she asked.
Back to Sopranos.
You know what? I think I am, I said, and I meant it.
Yeah.
A couple of years later, in 2019, I landed a role in The Many Saints of Newark.
Yeah, back to Jersey.
To The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Years of trying to get the role of Sopranos, I was fucking pumped, especially to work with David Chase.
Yes.
I was shot in New York City for 3 weeks, and then I had 10 days off, and I was back to New York City for another 2 weeks. It gave me time to reacquaint myself with my hometown and with my children, so I couldn't get enough. When I got back to LA, I told Terry, "Okay, let's do it. Let's get out of here." Don't get me wrong, LA had been tremendous to me, but over time I was getting burnt out and losing steam. I made a promise when Mercy was born to be the best father I've ever been to her. It was becoming harder and harder to do that as an LA kid. I dreamed of a life for us that was traditional beyond LA standards, in a little community where Mercy had a group of friends and played sports and felt like life was normal. Being on the road so much took that time away from us. The travel that comes with comedy is a big time commitment. It takes a toll. By the holidays in 2019, I tried to explain to my manager how wiped out I was. I told him I wanted to take a break from the road. I seemed to be going in one ear and out the other. All I wanted was a breather and to be able to spend more time with my family. Then the New Year's, my insides fell apart when Mercy said to me straight up, "You have to start being home more, Dad." I felt that through my fucking soul, and I promised her things would change, and I wasn't kidding. I'd already lost my family in the past, and I couldn't lose another family now. From then on, getting off the road, out of LA, and back to the East Coast was my goal. I got to thinking a lot about my buddy Ralphie May, who passed away only 45 years old. He died on cardiac arrest, and I thought of him as a broken heart.
Yeah.
I saw how the last years were so grueling for him, and how much sadness he started to have with how his life was going, and how work, the travel, the hours was eating him alive. It reminded me of my mum at the end of her life. She was also taken way too soon. I didn't want that to ever happen to me. I wanted to live the happiest life I could, and like Tony Bennett said, I just wanted to be around. The day Kobe Bryant died in January 2020, I was coming back from a couple of shows out in Queenstown, and I had landed at LAX. I had this creepy, eerie feeling. I'd heard about something happening in China, but didn't understand the severity of it yet. But I noticed some people in the airports were wearing masks. I swear that day in LA was cloudy and grey, not California grey, but East Coast grey. The wind was even weird. It felt like Halloween Day in New Jersey. You could tell something was off, and when we found out Kobe had a shooting, that was it. That creepy feeling kept following me. In early March 2020, I was doing the store. When I got there, people were talking about the idea of social distancing. By this point, COVID talk was everywhere, and I was fucking freaked out. I stood in the corner waiting to go on stage and did my 20 minutes and felt creepy. And felt that creepy feeling lingering with me the whole time. I told them I wasn't feeling good and cancelled my second set and went home. Little did I know that would be the last time I set foot inside the comedy store. It was a confusing and scary time. The only thing I could do was try and keep some semblance of normalcy. The only thing I could do to try and keep some semblance of normalcy was record our podcast like you did. Now in a proper studio across from me in the home. Other than that, I just focused on staying alive, and I had bouts of terrible anxiety for years, but now I was having little panic attacks a few times a day. Everything about the pandemic was attacking my physique, my psyche. Then I started seeing things around town that I hadn't seen in 30 years. The shit was right out of fucking movies. A dude fist fighting a hooker outside my CVS. A dude on Main Street and a shield boulevard in the middle of the road hitting people with 2 by 4 at 2:30 in the afternoon. The homeless population doubling, gangs taking our park and Mercy School. Hello?
This is the oven's on, ready for your pizzas.
Okay, sweet, I'll put them in. Bye. Thanks.